Hey guys, Shane here in the Wellness Center. This is the 5th edition of Muscle Mondays. After hearing some reviews, I heard it got a little boring, it was a little too serious, so I brought a little help today. Please introduce Daniel. Daniel, say hi.
What up?
And this week we're actually going to talk about the core. We are going to talk specifically this week about the transverse abdominis. It's a muscle that lies deep in your stomach. It acts as your built-in girdle. And that's really what we're going to focus on today. All right, so the first exercise for the day is called a vacuum. What you're going to do, you're going to lay flat on your back, your legs are bent, feet are flat on the floor. Good job. And what I want you to do is I want you to take a deep breath in, pull your belly button to your spine as you exhale, and you're going to hold that. You're going to hold it for about at least 10 seconds. You want to increase time as we go along. That's really going to challenge that muscle for stabilization. And then you're going to relax. And that's what's going to challenge that muscle. For the second exercise that's going to challenge your transverse abdominis, we're going to do what's known as a plank. Very common exercise, but we're really going to focus on the form. So I'm going to have Daniel roll to his stomach. And he's going to come up on his elbows and his toes. His elbows are positioned directly below his shoulder. Straight up, that's going to help stabilize his shoulder. And he's trying to keep his abs tight. His glutes are engaged. Everything is staying strong. It's really the isometric hold that challenges this muscle, so that's really what you want to focus on doing, is not letting your stomach sag. Go ahead and relax. But actually staying up strong. Imagine your body has an iron pole that runs from your heel all the way up to your shoulder. All right, guys, so for our next exercise, we're going to do what's called a 6-inch hold. You may have heard this as a 6-inch killer because it's so tough. What I want you to do is, if you see Daniel, he's already setting himself up incorrectly for how I want you to do this exercise. Instead of placing your hands underneath your butt, I want you to put them underneath that arch in your back. So this big space here, that's really where I want your hands to go. You're going to kick your legs out straight. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to pull your belly button down. You should feel a lot of pressure on your hands right now. The muscles are already engaged. I can actually feel challenging him as I poke him. So that's good to know. You doing okay?
No, I'm ticklish.
Ticklish. That's even better because if you laugh, you get more core engagement. It's going to challenge you that much harder. Looking down here at his feet, you can see his feet are about 6 inches off the ground. Again, people have multiple explanations of what 6 inches is. For some reason, they think that they can hold their feet way up here, or for some reason way up there, or they just kind of hover off the ground. Being so low, you're actually going to start arching your back and putting some strain there, so I want you a real 6 inches off the ground. And you're going to hold that, again, for as long as you can. And you can even add weight and resistance if you want a good challenge. All right, guys. So with your transverse abdominis, a lot of the exercises are going to be body weight focused. The reason for that is because it's such a deep muscle and it has such a different type of action that it does. Its responsibility is really just to hold everything tight here. Everything's going to be more body weight focused, isometric, not a lot of specific equipment exercises. But we can change that. We can use a cable rack here. Or if you have bands, you can set it up in a very similar situation. So bring Daniel in. He's been pretty bad, so I'm going to send him in timeout. And I'm going to lock him away like so. When you get this set up, you want to find the attachment points about shoulder high. So if Daniel steps up, it starts low, but when he brings the bar up to his chest, and he's going to extend his arms out, it should be about shoulder level here. When you do step out, you want to make sure that your feet are underneath you. So I'm going to have Daniel take a half a step forward. And I'm going to have him kind of tilt his pelvis. Right now he's kind of arching back. I want him to stand upright like so. And that's what's going to challenge that muscle to engage. As you can see, start pushing Daniel back. He's not as strong as he looks, guys. This is all show muscle. So again, he wants to tuck it in and stand up tall like so. If you want to challenge, you can disconnect one of these cables. I'm not going to do that to him today. And you're just going to do the same thing you do with all your other exercises. You're going to start holding it for at least 10 seconds. As you get stronger, you're going to increase the length of time that you hold it for. All right, guys, so for the stretching part of the video, I'm going to demonstrate. Daniel's not a big stretcher. I don't want to waste his time. When you do stretch, you want to make sure the muscles are warm, so you want to make sure that you're kind of loosened up. Think like a frozen piece of meat. Daniel's frostbite. That's not stretching. I don't want to break him, so I'll demonstrate the stretching for you today. What you're going to do, you're going to come down to your stomach. You're going to position your hands right underneath your shoulders, and you're going to elevate your chest until you feel a good stretch coming down in front. This is going to stretch out your rectus abdominis and your transverse at the same time, so you'll see this in 2 different videos. Hold the stretch 15 to 30 seconds, and then return back down to the ground.